and thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Tamara, and I'm a homeschool mom of 3, and I'm going to show you the school supplies that we got today. And I have a little helper here, so if you see or hear him off in the corner, that's my little guy. So first thing, everything that I got came from Target. Everything was under $50. I just used Target pickup because I did not want to do a whole lot of shopping around. It's super hot here in the South, and just trying to make things easy. So let's just get right into it. First thing, we've got a 6-pack of erasers. It'll just be divided evenly among them. As I mentioned, I have 3 kids, and I'm color coding a lot of what they have because I don't know what happens at your house, but at our house, a lot of times we get into, that's my pen, those are mine. So everyone knows what color they are. It just alleviates a lot of that headache. Okay, next thing, construction paper. This is just to be shared amongst them. We go through a lot of construction paper every year, and this 200 pack will probably last us about half of the school year. Next, I've got some red, blue, and black ink pens. These are going to be for my daughter. She's going to middle school, and so she'll get a lot more practice with pen writing and doing her penmanship with pen. 2 packs of the wide rule filler paper. There's 175 sheets in each pack. We've also got some college ruled composition notebooks. This is a 5-pack. Comes in red, blue, yellow, green, and black. Alright, so the next thing is each of them also have their own colored pencils. There's 24 in this. They have their own crayons. 24 in. Wow, I know. They have their own box of 24 crayons and then 10 markers. I used to buy them Crayola every year, but no. there's no reason. And so that I know, right? I also picked up this 6-pack of glue sticks, again, to be divided amongst them. This is 2 24 packs of pencils, primarily for my daughters. My son will mostly be using dry erase markers with the little dry erase books that I showed in the preschool video, but he'll get a couple. He'll get a couple of pencils as well. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in a caddy for you. Okay, so then I've also got each of them a D-ring binder. This is just a 1-inch D-ring binder with pockets with an additional folder. It has the little 3 holes here, so it can actually slide in to the notebook like that. What I plan to do with these is if I have printouts for them to use, like worksheets, I'll put them in here. This will be their to-do folder, and once they've done it, they can just put it back into their binder for me to check and for me to go over it with them. So I have that in blue, green, and what color is this?
Red.
Very good. So we've got all of that, and then last thing is they all have a little caddy to fit everything in. Everything fits in these caddies except for the binders. And so that's what we're going to do now. We're going to put everything together.
Green.
Thank you. Done. So this is basically what it looks like. You have the binder with the same color folder, a couple of loose pieces of paper. The hardest part of the year will be for them to pick which color and not fight over which color that they want, and then keep that color all year. But But that's what's in the binder. Then in the caddy, there's the composition notebook. Pencils, erasers, and glue sticks are all in this larger compartment. So let's see if I can get a better view like that. So pencils, glue sticks, and erasers are in this larger part, along with the composition notebook. And this part is just crayons, markers, colored pencils, and they can take it wherever in the house they want to go to do their schoolwork. And it just makes it that much easier, especially for my older girls who are a little bit more independent, to just say, okay, this is what you're doing, grab your workbook, grab your whatever you need to grab for that particular lesson, and pick a spot anywhere and go forth and prosper. So that's that part of school supplies. I also wanted to take a moment to address a question that I received about testing. And the way I do testing is I just use the state standards test that I found from Carson DeLosa. I've been using those for years. They actually go from first grade through 8th grade. And so when I found them, I just downloaded them all as a PDF document. And so every year what I do at the very beginning, I print them off. I also go to a website where I make my own little Scantron so they can bubble it in, and I'll leave all those as a description, as a link in the description. It's not an affiliate link or anything like that. It's just the link that I found for these tests. And I give it to my girls at the beginning of every year. I've done this since first grade. They take it at the beginning, and I use it as kind of a pre-test so that I know what they already know, so we don't spend too much time on it. And it highlights for me what they're struggling with, so we can spend more time on it. And then at the end of that grade, they take that same test again in order to show me what that growth looks like for the year. It's not required to do that in the state of Georgia. They really only have to do one standardized national test at the end of 3rd, 6th, 9th, and 12th grade. And for those grades, I've used the PASS, P-A-S-S test, which is by Hewitt Learning, I think. I'll double check that and then leave it in the description as well. That's the one I used when my oldest was in 3rd grade. I'm planning to use them again now that she's in 6th grade, and then for my rising third grader, that's what I'm planning to do. And that's really that's it for testing. I keep it pretty simple. And I noticed that when I have been doing that, that's really the only multiple choice test my kids have taken during the year, was that pre-test and a post-test. And this past year I noticed that they weren't very good at test taking, and so that's what motivated me to pick out some of the materials that I showed in the 3rd and 6th grade curriculum for the ELA and the math, because those are pretty much the subjects that are tested anyway. So with our workbooks that we chose this year, it should help them with the testing portion, as well as just covering the subjects of the topics in math that have to be covered. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions about anything that you've seen here, just leave it for me in the description box. I so appreciate the questions, and I really hope that you guys are off to a wonderful start with your school year. If you're still kind of on the fence with homeschooling, I hope this video was helpful in some ways, just letting you know, hey, you can keep it simple and succeed, and it's going to be fine. You're doing great. So thank you so much for watching this video. Have a wonderful day.